We just completed touring this $53 million mega mansion here in Beverly Hills. Designed and developed by Ray Nosrati, this newly constructed estate features 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and over 19,000 square feet of interior space. Between the scale, finishes, and details, everything about this home feels bold and unapologetic. And in my humble opinion, it's definitely Ray's best project yet.
First impression is everything. You open a door and you just want to hear wow. Got all the way out, 56 feet out, and below us is all livable space.
Ray, you're losing yourself.
Again, there's a wow factor in every single angle. Got a piece of my heart in here right now. This one's definitely special. This is the first one that I did as a 2-story dining room. Great to see you, boy. You're in for a treat on this one.
All right, everyone, welcome to Opal. We have a really special and detailed tour ahead of us. Starting with the Motorcourt, behind the camera, we have a tall gate opening up to this spacious Motorcourt. Now here's the challenge. The plot starts right on the street, and to our left, the hillside drops quite significantly. So given the challenges of this plot, they've done a really good job creating this spacious and private Motorcourt experience. Cobblestone driveway with the astroturf inlay looks very vibrant, and then on this side we have the tall hedging providing additional privacy and life to this arrival experience. Whether it's the mature palm trees, the olive trees, and also the sound of the cascading water feature, there's a level of tranquility and calmness as you arrive to this home. Now over here we have a gate that opens up to the side of the property, which then leads you to the main floor deck. And then we have the 2 garage doors here, opening up to a 4-car garage that's approximately 1,100 square feet. Now, the second floor of this home cantilevers out, creating a cover section for the 4-car garage as well. And if you look above, you'll see limestone, oak siding. But if you pay close attention, you'll see these sections with oak screens, but no windows. The reason they have no windows on this side is the fact that it's facing the street, and also this entire cantilever section above me is the primary bathroom and the primary walk-in closet. Wait till you see that closet. It is without a doubt one of the biggest closets I've ever seen in a residential home. Now the Motorcourt is certainly spacious. You can easily park 10 to 12 cars here, and as you come up to this section, you can see the cascading water feature showcasing the same limestone, olive trees, palm trees that are incorporated to the water feature. And with the sound of the water, the visual movement, the greenery, the reflection of the water on some of these sections, it's a really cool zen and even more importantly, private arrival experience. I'm really impressed given that we have a small hillside here, how they accepted that challenge and truly made the best of it. In fact, over here you can see a little balcony that faces this section. That's one of the guest suites on the second floor, and we see a lot of natural materials like travertine on the floor, limestone on the walls, oak siding, and then coming over here, massive steel case glass wall with a French door right in the center opening up to the foyer. Even from here, without having to go through the home, You get a direct view of downtown Los Angeles and the surrounding scenery. This is quite impressive. And before we go inside, I also want to quickly talk about the all-new Cadillac ESCALADE IQ. I had this car for the last few weeks, and prior to that, I had a chance to drive a couple of the ESCALADE IQs over the last year, and I'm a big fan of this vehicle, and I mean that sincerely. The exterior looks stunning with its contemporary lines, bold proportions, very sporty, and has a distinct look. On the interior, it features a 55-inch curved pillar-to-pillar display and then this harbor blue interior with black and black accents. It's stunning, it's minimalist, and it walks that line between traditional craftsmanship and tech-forward thinking so well. It's super practical. It's hard to believe that this is a 7-seater. So you get a ton of volume, massive rear trunk, massive frunk, and its dual motors produces 750 horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, which is so impressive, and it has a range of 465 miles, and it can charge up to 117 miles in 10 minutes with fast charging. Really impressive. It also comes with 4-wheel steering. So it has the volume of a big SUV, but it drives like a compact car. It's so agile, fast, comfortable. I'm genuinely really impressed with ESCALADE IQ and what Cadillac is doing. And I want to give them big thanks for sponsoring this episode. Now with that, we're done with the exterior. Why don't we go inside and continue our tour? The foyer of this property is quite dramatic. Double height ceilings with this gorgeous chandelier, and then we have oak hardwood floors installed in herringbone pattern, and then there's a long bridge that takes you to the great room and to the view beyond. Now, to our right, we have the door to the 4-car garage. Again, it's about 1,100 square feet. And then to our left, we have 2 rooms. First, let's check out the office. Space is well curated and definitely very colorful. Whether it's a couple rug, 2 brown chairs, marble desk, art on the wall with green Venetian plaster walls, and these wall sconces with rope detailing. Ceiling also features this wood paneling with mood lighting. And I love these 2 massive picture windows that are wood cased, facing the entry and this beautiful water feature. You get to see who's coming to your property, and it's an awesome view to look at. Now, getting back out, I also like that we have glass enclosure with wood slats. And here we have a spacious powder room. Oak hardwood floors, beautiful fabrication with the vanity, towel rack on the bottom, and the center section continues as an above countertop fabricated sink with a hidden drain, brass fixtures, these cool pendant lights with the rope detailing, and a separate water closet with a total toilet. Now, getting back out, on the other side, again, we have the bridge and the left section taking you directly to the great room. This amazing view, and then to our right, 2 massive steel beams gently curved all the way up to the 2nd floor of this property with this dramatic back wall for the staircase. And again, taking the bridge, we go to the great room. Ray, my friend, good to see you.
Always a pleasure.
How are things?
Man, great to see you, boy. You're in for a treat on this one.
I know.
You ready?
I am ready.
Okay, now.
You've just completed this home. Massive structure on a hillside. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. Feels amazing. You know, it's, I couldn't ask for anything else on this property.
How do you finish these so quickly and efficiently? You gotta tell me the truth.
You know, you're as good as your team, right? I mean, if anyone knows that, it's you. We're on it. We're on it. Everyone's on the same page, and I'm pretty much hands-on with it all, so from the beginning all the way to the end. The beautiful part about it is we're an in-house design development firm, right? So you're not counting on so many different levels and so many different people, and you just kind of manage it yourself, and here we are.
Let's get started.
Let's do it. You know, I always say, right, first impression is everything, right? You open a door and you just want to hear wow. So when you open the door, you're looking at straight out. It's a little hazy today.
Yes.
But it's a drop-dead gorgeous view because, again, we're in the hills of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
We don't have flat land up here,
yeah.
right? And this is more of a family house also. You want backyard.
Exactly.
Right? So be able to go ahead and create this backyard. We got livable space right below us.
Yeah.
Right, and we have the actual width that was really needed.
And as you kick out, the slope is even more dramatic.
Definitely.
So how do you put the concrete caissons, but also how do you orient the property to hug the land as well? You cannot just push out as much as you want. You gotta embed yourself in.
You got piles as deep as 80 feet in some of these sections right here.
And that's in the dirt.
In the dirt.
So then it still goes above to make sure we have these flat pads.
Yes.
All right, a lot to cover. Can you show us the family room?
Let's do it. So walking in, again, it's an open floor plan, right? With the whole pocket doors on both sides.
I also like how you're not only recessing the tracks on the floor, but also on the ceiling. So this opening is very effortless.
Yes.
It just flows to the outside. And also, it's a good architectural practice. As you know, what's outside, bring it inside in a tasteful fashion.
Yep.
So I like that limestone tiling is wrapping these fireplaces or certain sections to kind of anchor the property a little bit.
Definitely. It's all about the details, right? And one special part about this house is the furniture comes with the house,
So
right?
this furniture is not the type of furniture I'm used to seeing in Ray's project. And in fact, even the palette here, you and I talked about it a little bit before we started shooting. There's a level of softness leaning into pastel tones, a little bit more into the natural materials. It's not just the furniture that's different, it's the whole cohesive approach.
It's the whole vibe, right? It's definitely warmer, right? You'll see a lot of earth tone colors.
And I think using some of the limestone and very heavy emphasis on landscaping immediately grounded the property into his landscape. And I feel like people that are moving to California want to live this lifestyle. They clearly want the outdoors, but landscaping, greenery, it's part of that outdoor undertone.
100%.
You cannot just have an open view and say, hey, this is your California living. Well, where's my greenery?
Right.
Where's my landscape?
Right.
And I think people crave that more these days.
You know what I've really kind of have seen within the last, I would say, probably about maybe 3 to 5 years, the whole design has changed, right?
Of course.
Before, I mean, look, we're in the bird streets, right? And it's just that shiny flavor, right? A lot of bling, a lot of blank, just a lot of lights. And it's kind of started faded out a little bit.
People's appetite changed.
100%. And it's just a lot cleaner, right? Just natural.
Easier on the eye.
Yes, it's kind of not cool to be flashy.
This is more what people seek these days.
It is.
100%.
It is.
And good sized fireplace. It's kind of cool how you brought the beams
Floats
on the
up.
bottom.
Yeah.
Floats up, but kind of anchors it down a little bit.
But see, it's those little details also that kind of stand out from everything else out there.
Of course.
Right? Those little details make a difference about it.
That kitchen is a very sleek, beautiful backdrop.
It's a showpiece, right? You know, it's beautiful. Stone about it, these pendants on this side, the touch of brass, the details on the stone.
A lot of travertine. And I can see the versatility. It's polished and filled here just because people are going to cut up stuff.
Yes.
But over there, you left it
more
exposed
that
with
rough,
the imperfections.
Yep, sandblasted.
You're creating a subtle contrast, but you stay in the family of the same stone.
Definitely. And then it just kind of flows, right, to what's right next to it.
Of course.
Which is your breakfast nook.
So you're keeping this family section really tightly packed together. You want it to be intimate.
Definitely.
I would say, or I would assume, one of the biggest expenses beyond the foundation and structural work is a lot of the stonework. You have different surfaces, chiseled edges, polished edges on top. You have cabinetry behind. And because you're cladding with so much stone, now you got to reinforce it a little bit. You cannot just slop it on your modular cabinetry. This is a lot of weight.
Definitely. You know, the name of the game is you got to be different, right? You got to be different, and you got to make sure that it kind of fits every single eye. Because again, this is spec, right? This is not a house.
You're guessing that someone is going to say, Ray built this home perfectly and I want it and I don't have to wait 4 or 5 years to do it myself. This is good enough for me.
That's exactly what you're going for.
The fact that he's making a statement of saying, I'm going to buy this piece of land, I'm going to accept all of its challenges and figure out all of its complications, build something and build something bold.
Yep.
He's not just following the guidelines and trying to build a mid-price point home for this neighborhood. He's saying, I think I can push the benchmark, and then takes 4 years, finances it, builds it, hoping that it hits that.
Design it also, don't forget
Design
that
it
now,
also.
right?
And then hope that at the end, he was right.
Right. You know, it's definitely a risk, right? He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. I follow that. I believe in that. And
But it's good and bad.
exactly, you know, exactly. And then this
God
is what
bless.
comes out of it.
God bless. Amazing. Do you know what kind of cabinetry this is, or is it a walnut veneer?
Yeah, it's all walnut. Basically, the whole house is a lot of walnut, a lot of white oak, right? Just a lot of natural colors with it. So the kitchen got a kitchen. The kitchen has its own kitchen,
Well,
right?
given your square footage, this is appropriate. I'm glad that you designed a chef's kitchen and kind of carried out the same paneling, the palette into here as well.
Yes, you know, and again, this level of the house, you're entertaining, right?
You'll have staff.
Yep, and you got that showpiece kitchen on that side. You have staff, and this is kind of.
This is where the actual cooking happens.
This is where it's at. This is where it's at, and we got a cool little feature here. It's the walk-in fridge.
Yes, this is one of your signature items.
Oh, I love this thing. And when it's hot, you just go in here and you close the door.
We can use it a little bit. Oh wow, it's really cold in here.
And man, this
practical.
Right? Yeah, this is basically a restaurant-grade walk-in refrigerator.
I have to give you credit. You're one of the guys who started this trend, and I'm pretty sure every single property of yours that I've toured, since the very first one, you always had walk-in fridges.
Yes.
Because this also shows you think about the utility a lot. Like, you know how much this is going to get used.
100%.
Out of everything you've done in this house, this might be one of the highest used feature or appliance.
You want to know a little secret?
Yes.
So how did that start? I started kind of getting into the whole restaurant hospitality business, started investing in the restaurants, and I walk in and I see this walk-in fridge. The first restaurant we did, I walk in the back, I see this walk-in fridge, and I'm like, ooh.
Why don't we have this in a home?
Oh yeah, we need that out here. So that's kind of where it started from, and it's been a humongous selling point.
I know we talked about it, Ray, but let's go over there.
Here's the beautiful part about this. It could just be, section that you're sitting there grabbing a bite, right?
Or just have some coffee
there.
and
Just have a coffee, have a little, conversation over here, and this gets used, at our house, right? When I built our house, old breakfast nook setting up on that section, and man, we use that probably, I would say, about
more than your former living room.
All day long.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the kids are there in the morning grabbing a bite going, or if I come back, I'm sitting there and just
working on your computer.
Exactly. So it's a little sitting area, and it could be used for many different things, and it's comfortable.
Ray, you can almost not see it. You're blending in a little too much. No, this is very
by the way, that's the color.
Yeah, that is the
that
color.
Olive. That olive is that's the new color. Olive is in.
And you know what I also like? You get the view still from this corner.
Yep.
Ray, what's next?
All right, well, right next door, we got the dining room. This is actually one of my favorite features and parts in the whole entire house. This is the first one that I did as a 2-story dining room, and it's got the skylight right above. You got the bookshelf from floor to ceiling, and twilight. And when that moon hits, this thing is just...
You really leaned into warmer tones and textures.
Yes.
Venetian plaster, these rope or these textile wrapped light fixtures. A lot of things and surfaces are wood clad. So you're getting this warmth constantly hit you, even in subtle places like skylights.
Yes.
You didn't want to leave the frame exposed. You clad it with beautiful wood.
Yes.
And all of it comes together really well. And when you hit your dimensions, height, width, length, and you furniture it appropriately, if you can hit that kind of perfect combination, you really make an impact.
For sure. Like, these are all steel doors and windows.
Yeah.
Very, very expensive steel doors and windows. But on the interior, what I did is I took the white oak and I went ahead and did the cladding. It covers the steel, right? But it just made it a lot warmer.
A lot warmer.
Right?
This is nicely done. And there are like subtle details that I also really like. Got a beautiful marble table here. I like how the floors changed to herringbone.
Yes.
And then those wall sconces, just a little different, frames the art. But I think what made it great, 2 very important, 3. Skylight, double height, bookshelf going all the way to the ceiling.
Yes.
And then the fact that, which again, all comes from experience, right? You're dining here, you're drinking your wine, you're feeling good. What do you want to do?
Exactly.
You're gonna want to go outside.
You got that indoor
You're gonna
and
have this
outdoor
open.
flavor. Yep.
Love it.
So now we're gonna walk across to the living room, and what's beautiful, I mean, look, it's just all open floor plan, right?
It's a big
We're
span.
Yes, and but it still feels cozy. And then you get so much natural light from different angles.
And you do have a neighbor next door, a lot lower, but also by putting hedging and kind of blending the landscape to that side, you're avoiding that issue, even though that neighbor is low, but look how much light it's bringing into this.
And again, this all starts from the beginning, right? Privacy is everything, right?
Especially at this level.
Oh yeah, at this level, you spending this amount of money, right? You wanna make sure you're private.
From the moment you pass through your gates, you hope that no one sees you.
Oh, 100%. Even before you get to the house, even from the outside, like, you won't see this house, right? It's all
It doesn't reveal itself from the street because of all the hedging.
exactly, right? And that's a huge, huge, huge part. You know, you got these big homes and you drive up and it's just,
Exposed.
and that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's definitely not gonna work.
Yeah, I agree.
And
you
so the
have
living room,
Yep.
right? And again, the same tone, details on the fireplace, limestone, white oak. This is the area you're sitting there relaxing because you got that lounge,
Yes.
right? The bar lounge.
Ray, can I
kinda-
keep you actually here for a second? I want to do a little test. I put my candles throughout the property.
Okay.
If you don't like it, you can just say
Oh, I
it.
love that, man.
Smell it and let me know what you think.
I've been hearing about this,
Yes.
right? You were supposed to send me one actually a little bit ago, which you
I'm
forgot.
a bad
Yeah.
I'm a bad friend. I need to send you a lot more. I'm gonna leave a bunch more at
It
this
smells
property.
actually got a rubbing on.
Yes,
right
you
there.
can. You can. It's made with natural ingredients.
Really?
So I'm like, how do I create a product that's accessible, still premium, something that I make with good ingredients that are good for people? That's part of the experience. So it's a smaller symbolic offering of what this is and the lifestyle.
it.
And
Love it.
I love candles, and I
Yep.
think changing the mood of a space, you know this really well.
Oh, for
Music,
sure.
scent, the air that flows through the space is everything.
Right.
When you come back at night, we'll have it all light up.
Love it, love it. The bar, lounge, and man, I've done several bars. This stone right here, this is unique, right? I named her Tiffany,
Okay.
right? She's got that whole Tiffany color going on.
In a very subtle way.
Yes, definitely. And it's just a unique piece.
Well, here's what's different. You have the rough chiseled edge,
Yes.
which, you know, I kind of anticipated seeing the finishes around the home. This is different. What happened to the surface here? Very rough, very
Yes, it's
organic.
got that whole leather finish, and then again, also, it's got the texture on it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
It looks like it just came out of the quarry and it just came out like this.
Yes, yes. It stands out. Wrapped it around also back here.
Yeah.
And you got the travertine on that side.
Your shelving.
Again, these pendants, right? Just that whole light fixture, if you notice, is a little different than everything else that I've done on the previous projects.
A lot more on the cozier. It's almost this Tulum, subtle Tulum
Yes,
influence.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Someone likes to entertain and enjoy a good time.
you feel like you're on vacation.
That's right.
And the the house is called Opal. It's a rare stone, and
This is a rare stone. It's a rare gem.
yes. You can have a drop-dead gorgeous house, but if you don't have enough yard space, it's
gonna be a
deal
big
killer.
deal, yeah.
Oh, you got a great shot of losing that sale, right? So this is where it got really challenging to be able to go ahead and create this backyard. So this deck got all the way out, 56 feet out. Below this whole thing, below us, is all livable space.
Yes.
Right? So this specific property has two pools, right? On the main level, I went ahead and did the pool a little elevated up, about 36 inches, and then the water, as you can see, just kind of waterfalls on all sides.
You also don't want to take too much space from level below, which you have a lot of different rooms and amenities on that level. So this was kind of like the midway to both make a feature here, make the lower level count.
Exactly. And then, since this is above and there's a livable space below us, we got the glass on the Baja on both sides, and then also the glass floor on this side of the pool. And you got just natural light shooting down.
I mean, we have nothing in front of us, meaning all that light, undisrupted, hits this home. So they're channeling down all the way to the lower level. Especially
Right.
in an environment like this, it would almost be a shame to not capitalize on this California weather. So those three skylights we'll see down below
Right.
makes a big impact. Now, Ray, tell me how it is.
Man, this is definitely challenging. When we first went in, right, it's all done, good to go.
Waterproofed.
Waterproofed, everything is fine. Towel guys come, put the towel in on there, we fill it up. Oh, this is drop dead gorgeous. Wow, look at it, right? My guy calls me, he's like, Ray, it's dripping down. I go, what the beep? What? Come back. Now you don't know where it's coming from exactly.
Because all it takes is a little moisture seepage. And
Exactly,
That's
it travels, right? So then we put a dye in there, right? We put a dye in the water.
it. To certain sections to see if the dye is coming.
Exactly, and then find out kind of where it is, right? You have to go in and tear that all out, let it cure, and then boom, and here it is.
But it really helps lower level. I feel like this is where most people are gonna hang out in. Fire pit, infinity, above ground, subtle sound of the water. And again, it's a little hazy. I'm sure it's going to clear later in the
Sit
afternoon.
here for a second.
All right.
You know, and that was the other thing. Like
Celebrate life a little bit.
You know, with that drone angle, I mean, you're sitting here.
Oh, yeah.
You see that water right there?
Yeah.
And then what do you see after that?
Downtown
Right,
LA.
you just see downtown LA and the city. And the beautiful part about it is also on your right side. We can't really see it right now, but you got ocean over there.
Yeah, I saw it from
Right?
the rooftop. You see all the way to Pacific Ocean.
You do.
Most of us do live here because of this, what we're experiencing
100%. That whole indoor, outdoor, right, is really kind of what California and Los Angeles especially is all about.
Basically, being able to live without an air conditioning or a heater for 12 months a year.
I got a bird just pooped on me.
It did. I'm going to say it's a good luck.
I got a little drop on here.
All right, let's get a close up. Oh, wow.
Hey,
It's better to be on the hand than the outfit.
yeah, that's good luck now. Now we're selling this.
That's right. It's going to go in no time.
Hey, let me get a tissue paper, please.
Of course, the backyard is not complete without an outdoor bar, but it's also an outdoor kitchen.
You know, you got a party going on. This is where your bartender will be back there. Got a little dinner party. You got the pizza oven there, the barbecue, and
Travertine everywhere.
Yep, and it's, you know, just a nice outdoor area that you can just kind of sit there and hang out.
And it's nice that there's a little bit of shade here.
And then when you look at the house, you know, you see that whole IV,
Yeah.
right, cascading over the fascia down,
The steel casement glass doors there is insanity.
right?
Full scale. So you went the
Floor
entire
to
height.
ceiling, all the way up.
Yeah.
You know what's great? We're looking at this. Just look how the wind is hitting those plants.
There's
it's
movement.
And it's kind of moving around.
Yeah, there's light, there's movement. And also because of our elevation and openness of this land, you're getting that breeze undisrupted.
Oh, yeah.
And that you want that kind of level of life. Sometimes you can be in a canyon, you can be tucked between too many properties. You're not going to get this kind of open, fresh breeze. It elevates the experience.
It's the energy. These are the hills of Beverly Hills, hills of Los Angeles. You don't have much flat land. So just imagine if your backyard stopped, I don't know, let's just say like right about right here.
It would have been
Right?
an oversized balcony.
It wouldn't feel the same. Just having that extension going out, and then what's great, I mean, look at this. You're standing over here and you're looking at the pool right below.
Yeah.
This pool right here, water falls down. Can you see this right here?
Yeah. Or if you want to hang out, you take the steel staircase.
Yes.
And you have one on each side?
You have one on this side, and then there's the elevator going down, and also the entire stairway.
Stairway. Let's talk about the property next door.
Oh, yeah. Our buddy.
Our buddy has bought that home.
Yes.
This was kind of phase one of this big development because
was.
you were simultaneously developing these two properties at the same time. You finished that one first.
Yes.
When did he buy it? About a year and a half ago?
Jeez, God, it flies.
I know.
Has it been a year yet?
Yeah.
I'll be right around there. And here's something special about this property, right? This is the whole right elevation on this property right here. And I knew this is gonna go up,
Yeah.
right? So now we're looking at this house next door, and you're just looking at an art piece with all the landscaping and the trees and the greenery.
And it's like as if deciding for a one home and making all of these critical decisions wasn't difficult enough. You had to simultaneously make for two, hoping that it lands. It's one thing to imagine and think, but when you start putting pieces together and brick and stone together, it may not pan out the way you want. So tell people how nerve-wracking it is to walk on this site 2-3 years every day coming in thinking, man, I hope it turns out the way I'm envisioning it.
You know, and I think you just kind of get better and better as you move on, right? And you just get more comfortable with it as you move on. It's definitely a risk. It's a huge risk, you know. And I always say, this is really not for everybody, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta
Gotta have the stamina and the strength to push through it.
You know, 100%.
This is great. Let's go to the lower level.
Let's do it. That's where the fun happens now. Come on.
What's with the backdrop here?
This is actually the first cement wall that I've done. You know, you usually used to seeing what? The moss wall.
Or
right?
like live walls, living
Exactly.
walls, yeah.
It's from the lower level and it goes all the way up to the top.
And
it's,
even like pushes itself out to the landings as well.
exactly, and it's just a texture wall. It goes in and out, and here we can actually see it while we're walking down to the lower level.
It has a lot of imperfections, and basically they put the cement on the wall and then hand carve these sections and create these rock formations.
Right, so on these what we do is we take foam board, right? The foam board goes on the wall, and then that's how you get the kind of recess pop out on this. And then after that,
because you don't want ton of weight either for no reason.
Right. And again, just gives you a detail. I mean, you just kind of look at the little pancake design right there, detail that it just kind of flows.
Well, look what's above us. So those are your two massive steel beams that connect to the landing over there.
And it's basically curved and it goes all the way around and it connects, which you don't see right here.
Yeah, there's a landing.
Exactly, there's a landing that connects to a steel post that goes up here, or else you'll get that whole little shake going on.
So you have to discreetly distribute the weight, because if it's just floating, you may have to like double up the size of the steel just so it doesn't really shake.
That's a heavy duty steel on this.
I know.
But one thing about, I don't want to walk and just kind of feel like it's not solid.
Sturdy, yeah.
Right? The first impression, so right when you're walking down, what are you seeing? You're seeing this Roman clay, olive tone, right? It just kind of warms it up before you even go ahead and get down there. And then this art piece, every piece was kind of thought of before it went in.
Very colorful.
I mean, it just gives you a little pop. Right, but just enough.
Not too much in your face.
Exactly, just enough. And first thing you see on a landing is this beautiful island right here with this tree.
This is going to create beautiful shadows and textures at
night. And you
night.
see the lighting here. So again, during nighttime, it just
These are faux trees.
This is actually a real tree.
This is a real tree?
Right, this is a real tree.
Oh yeah.
This is a real tree.
Okay, the little plants are all faux.
Yep,
Got
this is a real tree. You got the synthetic leaves that gets connected to this real tree.
Wait, how do you keep the tree alive, but then the leaves just stay the way?
So, the tree is cut, right?
It just preserves itself this way.
Exactly. So it's like it's just the actual wood.
So you made these like little insertions to incorporate the trees.
We take the synthetic leaves and just go ahead and put them on.
This is a first for me.
Right?
I really didn't see this coming.
And then I did an olive tree right on the entrance.
Yes.
Right when you walk in, it's the same exact thing.
Really?
Right? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a real tree.
But the leaves are
the leaves are synthetic. Yes.
Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you have your glass elevator. You'll see it right now. I mean, look at this thing. See that antique mirror right here?
Ray, you blend right in. Throughout the whole home.
That's it, man.
Nice. Nicely done.
And then when you're going up, you're just kind of looking at each level with the smoke glass.
Oh yeah, because it's partially exposed.
Exactly.
Got it.
All right. So again, now we're in the lower level, and we talked about. You stand right here.
That's all the way to the roof.
We are in the low. We are 16 feet right now below grade.
Yeah.
Right.
Serious.
Exactly. And you cannot tell.
It's the ceiling height, the openness helps a lot.
Just the openness out there, and then creating a backyard also looking out on that side.
Or opening the horizon so it's not blocked against the hillside.
Powder room, again.
God bless you with a lot of square footage, Ray, so you can have your fun with it. This is most people's bathroom.
So here's the thing where many don't really notice. That powder room gets used more than a lot of different parts of the house.
Or a lot of the in-suite bathrooms.
Definitely. You're sitting there with the family, right? Having dinner, watching TV.
You're not going to go all the way to your bedroom.
You go to your powder room. People come over, right?
They go to powder.
And that's kind of where it is. So I wanted to make sure the powder room has a cool little sexy touch to it also.
Okay. What we got next?
All right.
Oh, let's go across.
So this is a relaxation room. You can sit here, watch a movie, a game, hang out. You got the starlight ceiling, and it's soothing, right?
It's glowing a little bit.
It is.
This is what a lot of people are preferring these days. They want these spaces to be cozier, more private lounges, essentially.
Right. And I didn't do theater seating.
Yeah.
Right. One thing you'll notice on this, you got the day beds.
Yeah.
Right. So you just sitting there, hanging out, relaxing. It's a cool cuddle spot too over here.
That's right. It's an intimate room.
That's what it is.
Walls.
There you go. An intimate room. That's what it is.
And then you brought a lot of those.
And you got the stars out too.
That's right. Literally. Good. It matches the scale of the home. That's generally what I look for. 19,000 square feet. You want this space to have some substantiality.
Exactly.
Nicely done.
All right. Let's keep going. The wine room, which we're seeing.
It's an actual roof.
Oh, it is 100%. And again, it's about trying to kind of being a little different. My goal is that you leave here and everything kind of sticks to your head. That dining room.
It makes a mark.
That chef's kitchen. That stone that you saw in the bar, right? The little star ceiling you saw in that movie theater. The wine room that you came and you go, whoa, right? This, you can actually sit here and just,
This is a dining room to a degree, yeah.
exactly,
Same limestone.
right?
What's
Temperature
up-
controlled, right?
Yeah, the
And
entire space.
the entire space, you got music, you know, speakers are off right now. This really cool chandelier over
What's
here.
up with the chandelier? This is new.
Man, they're all kind of custom made, piece by piece for this property.
Yeah, and you can also see the fabric inlay on the inside. I'm assuming this is all stone?
Yes.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Yes. You know, I would call it kind of a lounge, family room, living room, all kind of flows together. But what I did over here is this video wall, right? And this is
yeah.
pretty cool. So this is where we hang out and we can watch different games, right? We want to watch a movie down here.
A little bit more entertainment oriented. Lower
Right.
seating, tiny bit cozier, tiny
Yep.
bit more intimate.
Yeah, I mean, you got the stone wall behind it with the planters in the front, and this is a little chill area, a conversation section
Little
right
place
here.
to get, congregate and hang out. You got a lot of square footage, Ray. A lot of surface area.
And again, it just kind of flows.
Oak hardwood floors?
Yep, white oak, hardwood floors on that
Got
side.
it.
You know, again, a house at this level.
You're gonna have art.
Oh yeah, you got beautiful art. You know, you got beautiful art. So put the niches over there with the art light right above, and
To highlight the piece.
pops it out.
And then we got
So,
this,
You remember that pool above,
of course.
right, with the
I
glass?
mean, look at the
So
light
there you go.
movement here.
The light movement on this side, on that side, and
over
here.
here.
You
Let's
just
do it.
sit right here, right? That
I'm
whole,
on, go behind Ray. Show everyone what you experience.
right? Your eye level, you got the water, and then the city view on that side. And sunset, man, oh my God, Ennis, that sunset.
It's gonna look good.
No, there's something special about this property. This sunset, you get this beautiful kind of a purplish, yellowish sky. It's gorgeous.
Ray, the view is great. We're gonna check out that backyard in a second, but we still got a little bit more to see on this level.
Yeah, so you know, this is the gym on this side.
And it's nice to have, by the way, before we go in, that's your maid's quarters.
That is your maid's quarter. And let me show you them. Listen, this is actually maid's quarter, and
It feels like a bedroom though.
exactly,
You have a king size bed.
Right.
Most maid's quarters won't have a king size
exactly. But look at the stone, for example, in this maid's quarter right
bed. Silver
here.
travertine.
And then the pendant hanging down to your left on that side.
But let's talk about what makes this a good maid's quarters. Exterior access. That staircase wraps the side of the property,
Straight up.
connects you back to the motorcourt,
Yes.
which means your staff, without having to go through the house, quietly, discreetly, can come in, come out. They have their own privacy too, at their own expense, and they still get a full room here, which is pretty good size. You can even get a smaller bed and a small seating,
Totally.
and a built-in closet.
Yes. We actually just finished the gym.
Yeah.
Right? So there's some more equipment coming in. But you got natural light from outside. You got the glass on this side over here. And
Well, I mean, the best part of it is you just step outside and work out there a little bit, stretch,
Exactly.
do some weights. It's nice that it taps into the outdoor experience and it flows easily. I would say this is actually your main pool.
yes,
Protrudes out, bigger in volume. You have what, Pebble Tech inside?
Pebble Tech on both sides. Downstairs, this is the eyebrow pool,
Yeah.
right?
A little bit more open. There's nothing
Exactly.
else in front of the house.
Yep. And then access again to the, so you got basically, you got a 2-story backyard.
Yeah.
That's kind of really what it is.
Yeah. And I like this element.
Yeah,
So
this
your
is
main
from-
pool cascades down as 2 water features.
Exactly.
And I also like how you incorporated travertine around the edge, the perimeter, even around the steps and the corners, just to give it a little pop and dimension. Ray, this is wild.
She's
we're-
special, man. She's definitely special.
Just again, the idea of people working on this site when there wasn't anything, just walking on these caissons to build the decks and the platforms, nerve-wracking.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do
I
it
don't
either.
know how they do it. Right here, you got looking at this beautiful stone wall, you got the skylight over there, and you got the beautiful palm trees, and then look at that whole water feature that you're looking outside. So not
This is
only,
everyday living here.
that's it, but I mean, not only do you have this whole city and mountain view, right? That's a drop dead gorgeous view by itself right here. You got a retaining wall that wraps around the whole property in order to be able to go ahead and build that water feature right there.
Of course. Sears infrastructure, even though it looks very subtle like a garden. Now, the reason why I wanted to showcase this bedroom, one would look at the footprint of this home and say, this is going to be the worst bedroom in the entire house. It faces the street, kind of gets pushed against the hillside here a little bit. And that's okay. Not every bedroom is going to have the most open view, right?
Right.
But here's the thing I was going to give you credit for. You've turned that disadvantage into such a substantial advantage.
Right.
Now that's, to some degree, one of the coolest views that you get from the bedrooms.
Yep. You know what's interesting? You'll get some clients that actually enjoy this
More than the view?
more than the city view.
Yeah, I hear you.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, it's a lot more engaging. Greenery, water, movement, this quaint, cozy balcony, just enough to put a chair or two and have your coffee. This feels like a mini kind of hotel suite that you give it to your guests. That's what it feels like.
That's exactly it.
Floating vanity, walk-in shower, and you have a separate closet. You're not going there because all of my clothes are in there. This is where I use.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I made it a little closet to myself.
That's a cool jacket. You might have to leave that right here.
I know, right? Okay, so on the other side, we have the second guest suite facing the hillside, but look how cool this view is.
Right, so I did a corner windows on this side, right? Instead of just having one small window over here.
I'm just gonna say here, like, it's a great backdrop. I love this. Open the casement here, let that fresh air come in.
And just looking at greenery, right?
This is nicely done. I don't think you can do too much landscaping. I really mean it. Okay, so you got two more guest suites here. They're both facing the view.
Yes.
Straight downtown.
Right, yep. If this room was angled to the left a little bit more, you'd be looking at that mountain.
Yeah.
But right when you walk in, you're looking straight shot at this view. And then the beautiful part about it is right here. I mean, look, lay down here for a second, man.
You're like, do it, put it to work.
Go lay down.
Oh.
Look what you're looking at.
Yeah, my head, when I tilt to the left, is head on downtown.
Right?
No, I get it. And I also like that balcony gives a little bit of like protection. You don't feel fully naked exposed to the view. And also, you live here, it would be a crime if you don't wake up in the morning and go out first.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You got this drop, the gorgeous view. And then the fire pit right on this side right here too, right? That's it. And you got a dual-sided fireplace right over there on the other side.
Shared with the primary bedroom.
And then you're just kind of looking out. And it's just, you know, you got this amazing weather, but there is so much more just besides the weather also. We travel, go to different places, right? Be honest with me, would you live anywhere else?
No, I mean, if you have the means and you can make it, LA is, I think, one of the best places in the world to live and do commerce in, right? It's not, life is not just about quality of living. Well, you want a place that you can work in. You want diversity. You want landscape diversity too. That's another thing that LA offers. Drive 5 miles this way, you got the ocean. 5 miles this way, you have the mountains.
Yes.
LA has like 30 cities or city-like neighborhoods with it. So there's this immense diversity, right? Like you want laid-back Malibu lifestyle, they got it. You want the city hustle, bustle, high-rise, they got it. Being able to pack that much diversity in a city with great weather and in a country that is globally recognized as one of the best, the criteria is getting higher and higher, and LA offers a unique living. Now, because it has so much talent and credible and capable people, we find it quite disturbing to see the city run maybe not at the standard that it should.
The way that it's running.
Exactly, but ultimately, because there's that high level of demand and taste here, there are a lot of capable people in this city. A lot of billionaires live here. A lot of tech founders live here. So we know what we have done with our businesses. We, to a degree, expect the city to operate at the same level. So, to your point, there's no city that's perfect. LA can do better, but ultimately this.
Can't beat this weather.
I know, or the fact that even just walking outside is that elevated of an experience is what keeps all of us here.
Definitely,
and I think everybody would vouch for that.
Well said, man. I love that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well said.
Okay, next door, why don't we go through here?
Let's do it.
So technically, that's your second junior.
These are, you know, California king size
These are proper king size beds.
beds, right?
Yeah.
And then if you look, like even the bath, this is a spacious. I mean, look how big the shower is.
How long did it take you to build this one?
Approximately 3 years.
3 years.
Right.
Assuming another year with acquiring, designing, planning?
We're in about 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, 6 to 8 months. on my
And
part
Ray's
of it.
moving extremely
Yeah, but
aggressively.
listen, that's not normal, right? This
That's
is
not
based. No, this is all kind of in-house, right? This is me being a designer, right, in an in-house development firm. So we don't have any middleman, right? This is not normal. A house like this will probably be about
5, 6?
6 to 7, 8 years sometimes at this level with this kind of detail. Even going back and forth with the city, right? I mean, you're looking easy.
That's a job of its own.
Exactly, you know, so this is just really having the relationships also, right? And really being involved from A to Z makes the world a difference. Primary.
All right.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's see it.
Yeah.
I know you go all out for your primaries.
Oh, definitely.
You always
You know.
put that one layer of emphasis.
I mean, this is where you spend the big bucks on, right?
Wow. I brushed through it right before you and I started shooting.
Okay.
This is massive. And really interesting. First thing that I recognize, tell me your logic here. Because there's a half wall,
Yeah.
it kind of made it cozy.
Uh-huh.
And obviously you want to avoid the neighbor next door. Not that they're looking in, but visually.
Right.
But also this is an incredible view corridor
Right.
all the way to the Pacific Ocean. So it would be a disgrace to close this wall off.
Right. Looking down, you're gonna see some of the roofs, but looking straight out, you got the Pacific Ocean and just this
Ocean corridor.
gorgeous city view on that side.
God, this is great. This is why it's so important to know the potential of the land. Because this wasn't here.
That's it, right? I mean, definitely. The potential on the land is kind of,
Where you're gambling.
oh, everything.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. Like we're sitting here, this makes a world of difference.
It does.
You know, when you first walk in, you're looking straight at that.
Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of the mood that it puts you in when you walk into your primary, right?
Seclusion, space, scale, seating.
Yep.
Interesting. Your headboard design is part of the wall design.
Yes, so it's basically built-in bed, and then you got the pennants on both sides, and
Fabric walls, the little fluted details. This is
just the details and just kind of, you know, really nice and cozy with it. You got the kitchenette on that side with the espresso machine over there.
Home this scale, you gotta have a wet bar. You're not going down all the way to the kitchen to
No.
grab a cold water.
You need it. You know, it's at that level.
Yeah.
And then the herringbone floor on this side.
Nice.
And then what's
Before we continue,
Yeah.
let's quickly also show this. Primary gets a zone of that big deck that kicks out from this level.
So you got your own little cozy balcony on this side with a fireplace over here, and then again, just looking out straight at the view.
Yeah.
And then you notice the planters, right? So you got the stone, but then you got these donkey tail plants.
Is that what
are
it's
awesome.
called?
Yes, these are called donkey tails.
What a name.
Don't ask me why. Maybe does this look like a
You're like,
donkey?
that's beyond my business.
Yeah, we gotta Google that. I see what a donkey's tail looks like.
Let's put it on the screen why they're named Donkey
Donkey
Tail.
tail. I don't know.
Okay, I learned something new. The planters help. It's like bringing additional life.
Yes.
And feel. And also like just this little planter, the amount of limestone that's on this. When you start adding up, like the amount of limestone you have to transport here. Where does this limestone come from?
Containers. This one's from Spain.
Spain. Travertine's from Turkey.
Yep.
My home country.
Yep.
Just imagine putting blocks after blocks, slab after slab, into a ship, into a container, goes across the ocean. Transport, get, fabricate. These are not all, some of them are smaller pieces. You have drain covers, you have surfaces, you have rough textures, you have polished. So that all has to be fabricated.
And it's natural stone. And so every different shipment, every container that you go ahead and get, it's gonna have a different variation of it. So the challenging part also is to make it flow and make sure one section is not looking different than the other one.
I have the eye to see it, but there's a discreet door here.
There is. So we got this little secret door over here.
Two of them.
Two of them, one on each side, and
Let's go.
you walk in.
This is definitely the craziest bathroom, and I'm getting a peek of the closet on the other side I think you've ever put.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, before we go there, I mean, look, just this whole slab, right? This is actually two slabs that were put together, and what I wanted to make sure is it kind of flows and it fades into the shower slab also, right? It's actually the biggest shower I've done.
Yeah, and book match.
Even the detail on the ceiling, right, kind of steps up on that.
Yeah, this is wild, Ray. Let's step inside. I don't think people are comprehending genuinely how big this thing is. I'm not kidding, you can have like 20 to 30 people in here.
Easy.
Wow. And you got steam here? How many motors you have to like steam this? Okay.
Yeah, there's two on this. You got a rain head, two shower heads, the steam, and then the tub also on this side right here.
Yeah.
Right, and again, it's a showpiece, right? You wake up, you're coming in, and you're just kind of looking at this piece right here before you take a shower. It just kind of sets the mood. And then you step out, right? And again, you just kind of, these ceiling design on that also.
Yeah, and this is cool. Armand, let's show this. I like how you work the plugs into the cut rather than having cover plates. Some shelving. Obviously, these are all fabricated sinks from out of the same stone. And these floating mirrors.
Yes.
That's interesting. I've never seen you do that.
No, this is actually first one. I brought the sauna up here too. So you got the sauna. It's got a Bluetooth in there also.
You feel like
music.
It's interesting. Now this is becoming more of people's like beginning their day or closing their day kind of exercise rather than just being part of the spa experience. So I can see someone coming here before they shower, they sweat it off, shower, go to their bed. It's one of the best ways to detoxify.
For sure. But the steam also.
Steam also. 2 water closets.
Yep. 2 of them. And then, man, this right here. Yeah, this is definitely.
Ray, you're losing yourself.
Yeah, this is special. This is definitely the biggest closet that I have done.
I think besides one house, this is the biggest one I've seen in the city.
Yeah.
3 islands, same stone.
Yep.
Oh, I like these thick fabricated edges. And also, these are all leather wrapped
They're
drawers.
all leather, and then.
Oh, let's get a close-up on one. I like that you decked out some of these drawers. Watches, jewelry, all that good stuff. Nice soft clothes. All leather wrap with the stitching.
Yep, and you got this beautiful pendants over there. Yep.
And again, I'm sure Ray will fill this up a little bit more. This was literally completed this weekend.
Just done.
I'm not kidding you. His team at like 10 p.m. still messaging. We got this done. Hey, we're gonna have guys there first thing in the morning to polish it one more time.
We made it happen.
You're gonna have to spend a pretty money
Oh, yeah.
to fill this thing up.
Oh,
Right?
that's gonna be the fun part, right? That's gonna be the fun part. And we got a couple of stuff in here already. This is actually.
I know. Tell me.
Yeah, this is my son's clothing line. So Jaden's designed his own clothing line. It's called Metro, and he put it all together.
How old is he?
He just turned 17. He's turning 18 in January.
Hey, you gotta start him young.
Man, listen. He actually started about 6 months ago, just kind of putting stuff together here and there. And I'm like, you know, he's got a vision.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with me. I never went to school for this at all, right? I just got blessed with an incredible vision and a gift.
Just went to work.
And I just kind of went forward, and he put this on, and it actually he went live a couple of days ago.
Well, congratulations. 17, he's young.
Oh, he's got it going. He's
Well, that's the
definitely
part of the
gifted.
journey. He's gonna go try, fail, improve, learn along the way, just like you and I did.
That's the thing, you know, and I'm letting him just kind of deal with it himself, and the ups and downs. And
I know.
Just,
As a father, you're gonna want to help him, but also the beauty is you don't help him; he figures it out
that's
himself.
it, you know, and he's got some loans to pay back now first.
There we go. Hold him accountable. Okay, I'm just gonna walk, just to give it a little scale. This is, you have a showroom here. Old modular paneling, tracks behind it, so you can change the heights, kind of reconfigure it however you want. A lot of glass closures, shoe racks. All right, Ray, we're wrapping up. I'm gonna go tour the rooftop. Any final thoughts? Anything? We walked a lot today.
I think we covered it all, man. It was great, and as a designer, developer, there's some as you go on. Everyone asks me, "Oh my God, don't you want to keep one of these homes?" Right? Like, which one is your favorite one here and there? And there is, once in a while, you kind of get attached as an emotional touch, right? And this is it. You
Got
know?
it.
Yeah, Opal kind of got a piece of my heart in here right now. This one's definitely special, and I'm glad that you guys were able to follow us, and appreciate it, the love and the support, and looking forward to many more.
Thank you.
And it's always great to see you.
Good to see
My
you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Take care. Welcome to the rooftop terrace. Given our elevation and how open this section is, the view is fantastic. From downtown Los Angeles all the way to the Pacific Ocean and everything else in between. The entire city is right in front of you. This is the outdoor bar. Features a really nice travertine countertop with a travertine surround. We have appliances down below. And over on this side, we have a pickleball court. with this kind of a view. Certainly one of the best in the city I've seen so far. This is quite impressive. Now, we also saw these 4 skylights throughout the tour, and here's what's interesting. Instead of having these skylights on the floor, they raised it, wrapped it with the same limestone, and I also like how the skylights are at an angle. That way when it rains, the water runs off very easily. We have a small seating area here. The perimeter wall features built-in planters, all this greenery with outdoor lighting. Emma, why don't you meet me on the other side? Here, we have the staircase coming up to this level, your outdoor dining area, and over on this side, we have the main seating with a fire pit. Again, unobstructed views. It is a little hazy today, but right in front of us is the Pacific Ocean. And again, your pickleball court. It's been a fun day touring this home with Ray, getting a chance to hear his thoughts, what it took to build this home. And given where Los Angeles is today with its political challenges, the global landscape, the art of developing these luxury homes, the regulations, and considering all of these factors and variables and going on a journey to develop a home that's over 19,000 square feet on a hillside with this kind of a challenging but also a reverting plot is a big gamble. It's a big decision, and Ray not only committed to it, he followed through and completed the home. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. But of course, we have to spend a few more hours, wait for the sun to go down so we can experience this property. We can experience Opal at night. All right, everyone, that's it from Opal. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Big thanks to the designer and the developer, Ray Nosrati, for making this tour possible. And as always, you can find more information about this property in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching the tour, and we'll see you on the next one.